What's going on? Oh, my bad.
Hello, Three Mics Nation. What is going on? We're just coming off the national championship. It's a big show for us today. We're going to recap the whole college season and talk about that great game. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Aiden, I just want to get your thoughts on that game.
Incredible. Definitely right up there as one of my favorite national championship games. You know, just the biggest takeaway from this, I think, is you're going to look back at the season. I think the new system works. I think we got the two best teams in the country playing on Monday night. Terrific game to watch.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the most championship games in the last decade or so. Two, even though this, but yeah, great performance, great effort from the second game to watch.
Yeah, I definitely admired Clemson for not quitting at any point in this game until they still thought they had a chance in this game. You know, even that goal line stand, which Alabama ultimately scored on, but they held them up pretty well. Derrick Henry just crossed that line by that little bit, and then Deshaun Watson going down the field, scoring that touchdown. This team never thought they were out of it until the game was over.
Yeah, can't say enough about the performance of Deshaun Watson. Definitely going to be one of the most exciting players to watch next year. 405 passing yards in the national championship game against that Alabama defense. That's pretty incredible. Obviously Derrick Henry had a big game on the ground. And other than that, I think those two guys were really brought it.
Yeah, an interesting thing in this game, last episode we said that the player to watch in this game would be Deshaun Watson, and he definitely was a player to watch, had an outstanding game, but it still just wasn't enough. And the big difference why Alabama was able to come out was big special teams, play calls and plays. Special.
Yeah, just wanted to get you guys' thought on Nick Saban's decision to go for that onside. 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter after they had just scored a touchdown. What you guys thought?
How can you not love that move from Nick Saban? That's the reason why he's won 4 of the last 7 national championships. That's the reason why he's the best coach in America. He's always one step ahead. Obviously, great execution on the kick as well. Found a hole in that Clemson return game and perfect kick. Unbelievable.
A great year as a kicker from Adam Griffith. He was one of the best in an early field goal, but that kick was placed perfectly. And Nick Saban, not something we see from him often. I bet before the game, if someone said there's going to be an onside kick, it would be Clemson who did a standing play call. It caught Clemson off guard and changed the momentum of the game.
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on the play of Jake Coker. Obviously, a quarterback this year, wasn't necessarily a standout through the season, but was able to play steadily down the stretch.
He's played really well down the stretch. Another big game for him. For in the air. And the big number for me is no interceptions. I'm not too sure if Jake Coker was what won them the game and lose for them. That's exactly what this Alabama team needed.
Yeah, he made clutch plays all day long, and the big first down in the last minute was huge. He was able to wind his way to just get enough to eventually score the touchdown that won the game for Bama. And so Jake Coker, he did his job, and he knows he's not the Heisman Trophy winner. His job is not to make outstanding plays, but he does his job. And when there's a wide open receiver downfield, no OJ Henry, he'll get him the ball every time.
Yeah, just running to we have this is obviously the last college football game of the year, so we got one more set of helmet stickers. Aiden, I'll start with you.
Yeah, Patrick just mentioned his name. How can it not go to OJ Howard? Just really was his coming. I think he's got a lot of NFL scouts drooling. What do you have? 2 touchdowns, I think.
200.
Just an incredible game from OJ Howard. I really look forward to seeing him play in the NFL.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give my helmet sticker to Hunter Renfrow. The walk-on from South Carolina, caught 2 touchdowns at the national championship. Great game from that kid. Way to step up.
I'm going to give my helmet sticker to the play I thought that was the biggest player of the game, Kenyon Drake, for that kick return touchdown. He was doing a great job changing field position all game long, and then when he finally broke that kick return in the fourth quarter, that hurt Clemson a lot, and Kenyon Drake is my helmet sticker.
Yeah, it was a great game all in all, but we're going to transition now into the inaugural Three Mics Awards. There was a lot of thought put into these, lots of discussion, many hours of debate, but we've finally reached conclusions on all of these for the most part. So why don't we start off by giving out We'll start with the biggest. We're going to give out our NCAA MVP, and we gave that honor to Christian McCaffrey, the running back from Stanford. Aiden, I just wanted you to talk a little bit about that decision.
Unbelievable season from Christian McCaffrey. The best part is we get to see him for another year. Only a sophomore this year. You can't say enough about the versatility that he brought to that Stanford offense. He was pretty much the entire Stanford offense. Just a really fun player to watch. The quickness, the explosiveness, unbelievable season.
Yeah, and 2,000 yards rushing, over 600 yards receiving, had 2 pass touchdowns, multiple kick return touchdowns, multiple punt return touchdowns. And of course, if you break Barry Sanders' all-purpose yard records, I think you deserve the Heisman. He didn't get it, but he gets our MVP, which I think is much more valuable.
Yeah, definitely a great season. couldn't agree more. Definitely a great
Send
season.
him a trophy.
Definitely a great season from Christian. Yeah, now let's move into Coach of the Year. This was one we had a couple names thrown around, but I think in the end we got our right. Carlos Swinney from the Clemson Tigers, who led that team to a 1-loss season. That 1 loss coming obviously.
Yeah, what he was able to do with this Clemson team after losing so many guys last season, so many rookies, so many freshmen in the lineup this year. Unbelievable season from Dabo.
Yeah, and he got really the offense going, the defense going. Clemson was the most well-rounded and consistent team all year long, and he's the driving force behind it. To me, he's the obvious choice for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, he was a terrible hire. He was definitely not qualified to take over this Clemson team when he did, and obviously they had a rough start under Coach Swinney, but he definitely picked up in the last couple of years. We had that Big Orange Bowl win a couple years back, and
Great game.
a great season. All right, so why don't we go ahead and give out the Freshman of the Year award. This one I know Patrick's real passionate about. We're going to Cam Smith.
Yeah, I agree with Bleacher Report, who gave him the Freshman of the Year. The inside linebacker for USC had an outstanding year. Only played 9 games because he tore his something or other. He was injured, but he led USC in tackles, was top 20 nationally in tackles, had 3 interceptions and 2 defensive touchdowns. Outstanding year from the freshman Cam Smith.
Yeah, great year. All right, so another award we got to give out is the Mid-Major Team of the Year. This one, I think this was a pretty obvious award to give out. We're going to the Houston Cougars from the American Athletic Conference. Pat, you want to talk about that decision?
Yeah, they had an outstanding year with the Peach Bowl win to cap it off over Florida State. Tom Herman led these guys, an outstanding year. Their quarterback, Greg Ward, had an outstanding year, all-around great year for Houston.
Yeah, and not just Houston, this entire American Athletic Conference, well, not the entire conference, but a number of teams in the American Athletic Conference having big years. Talk about Houston, Memphis, Navy, just a couple of really good teams. I look for them to all make big steps forward next year as well.
To our next award. This one definitely had a little bit of discussion, and we don't make safe choices here on 3 Mike Sports. We're here for adventure. That's why you're tuning in. For Defensive Player of the Year, we decided to go with the Clemson corner, Mackenzie Alexander. Pat, you want to talk about that decision a bit?
Oh yeah, Mackenzie Alexander just had an outstanding year for Clemson. Lockdown corner all the way. He averaged to give up less than 1 reception per game, and I believe he didn't allow a single touchdown on him all year. He's an outstanding player. He's going to have a long career in the NFL. He gets our Defensive Player of the Year.
Mackenzie Alexander really had an impressive year on the field, but to me, he won this award when he wasn't on the field. How that Clemson defense performed once he went out of the game on Monday night was a big loss for them.
Yeah, definitely deserving candidate for the award. So we're going to move over to the other side of the board here. We're going to go with the Uniform of the Year. This decision, we just have to go to Navy for those fantastic helmets, and in their Army-Navy game this year, they also wore them in their bowl game. I think that was the right choice, Pat.
Yeah, I was a big fan of those uniforms.
Yeah, I'd love to see those uniforms a little bit more next year.
Always love the Navy Army uniforms. They always come out with new uniforms every year. They always look great.
All right, so we're going to move on to the name of the year in college footballers this year. We had a lot of discussion, couldn't quite reach a conclusion, but we got one. Juju Smith-Schuster, a USC guy. Pat's a big fan, so is Aiden, I believe. You guys want to talk about Juju a bit as a football player and that name?
Well, start with the name. His real name is John Smith. He's changed it to Juju Smith-Schuster, and he plays like a juju on the field, whatever that means. Outstanding year, averaged more than 100 receiving yards per game. just an outstanding year from the sophomore receiver.
Yeah, great name, even better season on the field. Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be a fun player to watch next year.
Played with a broken hand half the year, had an outstanding season.
A lot of toughness.
Yeah, our co-winner, we saw him playing Monday night. We're going to go with Ray McLeod. Aiden, you want to talk about that name?
Yeah,
and that player?
not the receiver that Juju Smith-Schuster is, but his name can definitely keep up with Juju. That's pretty much all I got to say.
Yeah, he's a young kid. He's a freshman. I think he's got a lot of room for improvement. He played running back in high school and then moved him out to receiver at Clemson. I think he's got a lot of potential at receiver, and he could have a great career ahead of him at Clemson.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to play of the year. Obviously, there are thousands and thousands of plays throughout the college football season, and who would have guessed that we're going to come in our national championship game this past Monday night when we saw Kenyon Drake bring the ball all the way back to the house on the kickoff, 105 yards, really sparked that Bama offense.
It wasn't the flashiest play, but it was definitely the most important play of the year. And Kenyon Drake really made this play, had outstanding blocking as well. That won the national championship for them, so great play from Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, to me, the play of the year was actually the Michigan muffed punt against Michigan State. I think that's going to be the most memorable play of the year, but no doubt this is a good one as well.
All right.
Sorry for
So we're going to move on to dance performance of the year. This one definitely had a controversy surrounding it. It definitely came down to Baker Mayfield and Coach Dabo in the locker room. And we ended up going with Baker Mayfield for that incredible performance. Got the team around him clapping, dancing.
Yeah, to me, I'm still not sure if this video has been doctored. It just looks like it's too perfect. The way he's moving. I think there might be something going on with that, but
So yeah, this was a great year for dancing in college football. Coaches every year were getting into it. There were a few bad dance moves that became popular, but great year for dancing. Baker Mayfield was the best, though.
Yeah, I heard it here first, folks. Baker Mayfield did take dance lessons as a child.
for sure.
Yeah. no way after that kind of performance. That's. All right, so that moves us into our. And this is although we always say we hate to look too far into the future, I believe that's a go-to line. We're going to go ahead and give out our Heismans for next year, predicted Heismans for next year with you.
I've been going back and forth on this all week. It's obviously safe to go with a quarterback to win the Heisman next year. So many of the last Heismans have been QBs. But to me, I'm going with the receiver next year. We talked about him earlier, Juju Smith-Schuster. He's my favorite player to watch in the country. He's the most electric receiver out there. I think Juju Smith-Schuster is going to win the Heisman.
Yeah, I love that. Issue with Juju Smith-Schuster, new offense coming in, and he's losing his quarterback that he's also best friends and roommates with. So USC will be breaking in a new quarterback that'll affect his performance next year. I'm staying at running back. Christian McCaffrey.
Really safe pick.
Yeah, it's a safe pick. I think it'll be it's going to be hard for him to outshine what he did last year, but he's going to have 2,000 yards rushing again. He's probably going to have more receiving yards. Might be a little more contained on the kick offs because I think a lot of teams are going to kick away from him. But I think Christian McCaffrey's definitely.
Yeah, and just like Juju, Christian's going to be losing his QB next year. Won't have Kevin Hogan back, so there might be a little bit more attention on
his rushing
abilities. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, and as you said, recent history, we've seen a lot of quarterbacks take home the Heisman, and one of those quarterbacks, Johnny Manziel. My immediate comparison is Baker Mayfield, and I'm really excited to see what this kid can do next year with that Oklahoma offense, and I'm actually going to take him as my Heisman for
I agree with that. He feels similar playmaking ability with his feet to Johnny Manziel. I think he's got a much better arm than Johnny Manziel.
And I also think he's much more physical than Johnny Manziel.
Yes,
Definitely bigger kid.
I disagree with so many of the things I would just say. An incredible playmaker. He's got a good arm, but I think his ability to keep plays alive can't even be compared with Johnny Manziel's. But two great football players.
Yeah, definitely. Should be an interesting season. We can't wait to watch it with you guys. Till next time.